Hello again, welcome back to the tutorial on how to make an RPG from scratch. Alrighty, so we're coming along fairly nicely as you can see here. I hope you can see the cursor this time. I don't know what went wrong in the last video, but here you can see we have just two source textures. This green land, which will be like a grass texture, and then this blue water, and it looks fairly decent, but as we discussed in the last video, it's not really realistic in a sense because you don't see these straight lines in the real world. What you'll see is variation on the shoreline especially, and in this video what we'll do is we'll create what's known as transitionary tiles, which will be the transition between the land, the grass, and the water. And this is fairly straightforward. What I did was I copied and pasted these two textures right here. Excuse me. And what we'll do is we'll create the transitionary tile from these textures right here. Now this is really pretty simple step to do. What we'll do here is we'll zoom in on the green tile here, and we'll use this here as GIMP's free select tool, and it allows you to basically select a region by hand, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty intuitive in what it's going to be doing. And what we want to do right now is we're going to have various tiles, but right now we're going to concentrate on fairly vertical, because we don't want to have too much differentiation. We want to have just as much differentiation as needed to create a more realistic feel. So what we'll do is we'll make it so that the transitions between vertical going up and down will be more realistic after we're done creating it here. So basically what we're going to do is, like I said, we use this free select tool, and first I'm going to zoom in so we get a better idea of what's actually going on. And what we'll do is we'll use a free select tool here, and let me see, do I still have it set to snap to grid? I do. Okay, that's good. So what we'll do is we'll start right here, and as you can see, I hope you can see the red line there. If we wanted to, we could just make this jagged, but the power of the tool is amazing, so that we can actually do this a little bit easier here and make it look even more realistic looking. But as you can see, I started up here in this upper left hand corner, and what we'll do is we'll just start making little variations of how the land would actually look in real life. And we don't want to go too far this way, because if we did that, it'd look kind of strange in the end, and you'll see why. But what we can do is we'll just make a little basic variation, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's gonna look good regardless, I'd say. And what we'll do is we'll come back here to this corner down here, and then we'll come back up here. Now as you can see, it's selected it, and we have this selection here. And what we'll do, I'm not positive why it doesn't select all the way to the corner here. It doesn't make sense to me, but c'est la vie, I guess. We'll select this tool here, and we'll Control C to copy this selected image here, and Control V to paste the new image, and we'll basically drag this onto our water tile, just like that. And as you can see there, we'll anchor it, and as you can see there, we want to go out. Now we have this nice variation. Now what this does, and it was really straightforward and simple, if I do say so myself, we can click this just like we did with the other ones, and we can actually see how well this is going to look when we go to implement this. And it snaps right in, as you can see. And because we used this edge here, hopefully you can see the cursor still, since we used this edge of the tile, it matches up just like it did when we just used this tile alone with this tile. And since we used the rest of this tile on this end, and this end, that will all match up well with this, and it'll still all be seamless. And as you can see right there, from just that selection right there, it already adds a great deal of realism to the image. And let's just say that we're going to keep this little tree folder like that. And as you can see, wow, it just makes the image look more realistic by the minute. And this is just one source texture that we're going to do. We're going to do a couple more here. I still have a bit of time, so we might go into diagonals. See, what we're going to do is we want to actually reverse this. So we'll do the same thing that we did for this side, only on this side. Hopefully you can see the cursor. I'm actually looking at this tile right here, and we'll copy this like this, and we'll paste it on a new water tile, and we'll have a transitionary tile for the other side. And we're going to do the verticals like that on both sides, and then we'll also do horizontal tiles, which will go from corner to corner here, which will add a little bit of flavor. We'll also do the opposite of that, going up the other way, and the opposite of that going up the other way, and the opposite of that still going up the other way. And that will make it so that we can pretty much have a basic transition on all four sides of any continent that we create. But as you can see, it transitions well and it looks good, to the point where it doesn't look so generic and stamped so much. And what I'll do here is I'll give you the view without the grids, like that, and we'll actually zoom out to where this would be something that you'd actually see in a game. And as you can see, it looks fairly well. I mean, it's a slight variation here and there, and as we add more textured tiles to the mix, it will become even more realistic looking and not so pasted and texted on there. It just cookie cut sort of. We're trying to avoid that cookie cut look and create variation so that it looks pretty good. And well, yeah, let's do another example. I think I have about 5 minutes left on this video. So let's go back to view, and we'll show our grid again, and we will copy a new water texture here, like so. Control V is copy. Control C is copy, Control V is paste. Just getting ahead of myself there. And we'll do the same thing on this tile here. We'll zoom in like so, and we will take the free select tool and click it right there in the middle, and we'll just do the same old thing, really, just nice and jagged edges. Just make it nice and natural looking so that it's not so repetitive, and it looks more realistic this way. And we go back up to the beginning, and as you can see, it's selected. And we'll move this to this tool here, Control Copy, Control Paste. We got our new image, and we'll drag that bad boy over here like this onto our water tile here, like that. And now we have, anchor that position, and now we have the source texture to make the water appear to transition into the land on the right side, like so. So just like I said, I mean, once you get your water texture and your grass texture together, you start making these little transitionary textures, and it starts to look like a realistic looking little chunk of land there in the middle of the ocean. And this is basically what you would see. The view you'd see in the game is probably more like that, or even possibly like that. And of course you wouldn't have the grid on, and this is what you'd be looking at, really. In actuality, it doesn't look too bad in my opinion. There's a little chunk here that gets kind of repetitive, and we could fix that if we had the time, but who has any time anymore? Let's see, we'll show the grid, and let's get into the well, let me do this for you guys so you can see that everything lines up nice. We'll select normal water tile, Control Copy, Control Paste, and as you can see, it mashes up real nice. And we might not use that there, but You also want to do an end capper there if you wanted to do an end cap there. It's the same process as doing these guys, only we'll do it on the bottom. If you wanted to put an end cap on here, we could do the same thing that way. But I wanted to do a different tile in the little bit of time we have left, and maybe I can squeeze it in. Let's see how well I'm getting to learn GIMP here. So we take this original water texture and we'll put that guy right there. And what we want to do now is make it so that it transitions in, sort of. So let's see if we can do that real quick here. We'll take our free selection tool. Actually, first we'll make sure that guy's anchored. We'll take our free selection tool and we'll start at this corner here, and we'll go to this corner here, and we'll go to this corner here, and then we'll make our nice little jagged edges like this. And now we got our floating selection there, and we'll copy it and we'll paste it using this tool here, and there you have it. And that fits right in there. And now we have a transitionary tile, so that we can use this to add a little bit more interesting effect into our world there. We'll copy and paste that. I'm actually out of time right now, so let me just demonstrate this. Oh, where did he go? There he is. We'll demonstrate this real quick and then we'll sign off. So as you can see, you can just fit that guy in there like that, and we can select, we'll anchor that, and we can select this guy here like this, and control copy and control paste, and there you have it. It's a little bit more interesting of an effect, and you can continue this guy here all the way on out, and it works out beautifully because everything lines up. And we can copy this guy in there to make it look even more just very interesting looking terrain, and there you have it. See you in the next video. Thanks, guys.